And good morning, everyone. Welcome to This Day. It is Friday, and well, it's going to be another nice day out. Maybe a tad warmer today, but overall for the weekend, it's going to be very pleasant. I'll get to that in just a moment. On our show today, Juanita Skillman is here. She is, of course, the board president of United. She have a lot to talk about. One of them she wants to remind folks about are individual insurance policies, so we'll talk about that. Also, from Hoag, we're going to be having Dr. Heather McDonald on, and she is the medical director of the Hoag Breast and Ovarian Cancer Prevention Program. It's a long title, but we'll get to know her. And also a segment from Sterling Financial. And then at the end, right before I tell you about the movies, I'm going to tell you about some planned power outages for next week. All right, some important information. Now, there are no meetings today, no open meetings, so let's get right to the weather. And again, a little bit warmer today. You could see that marine layer just, well, it broke apart very quickly this morning. There wasn't much of it, but we had a nice cool overnight. So today we're going to bump things up to about 87. I think yesterday we got to about 86, 87. So it got to be a little bit warmer than I said. But today I'm putting 87 in there. This should be the warmest day of this week. Then we back it back down again very nicely. And we're still going to get that morning marine layer. I think as we get into Monday and Tuesday, particularly Tuesday, it might be a little bit thicker out there. But overall, really just very, very pleasant weather over the next several days. Now let's take a look around our state, and the same thing is true. Mild to warm weather. And up in the north coast, usually I'll give you the temp for Eureka on that. You can see only about 64 degrees. Over in the Bay Area, the peninsula, San Mateo area, I kind of look at that because that's where I'm from. 70 degrees, and Central Coast around San Luis Obispo, Cambria, in those areas, 76, down in San Diego, 83. Now, look in Tahoe and Yosemite, they are both about, I want to say, 10 to 12 degrees cooler this weekend than they were last weekend. The lows are similar, but the highs are much cooler up there. So fall is in the air for our Sierras up there. But Arrowhead is still about 77. Of course, here we go, Palm Springs. Staying steady in the low hundreds. So nice weather, though, throughout the state. And man, I hope it stays this way. But again, as we enter the latter part of September and October and even early November, it's not unusual to get the hot, dry winds. So maybe this year it won't be that bad. All right, I'll be back in just a moment.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
When you travel with AAA, you get more than a vacation. You get exclusive AAA member benefits, special offers on unforgettable experiences, and the travel planning knowledge of your own AAA travel agent. When you travel with AAA, you get the vacation of your dreams. To save on a pleasant holidays vacation, visit your local AAA travel agent today.
If your loved one is struggling, trying to maintain independence in their home, Acticare can help. Our caregivers provide home care services to relieve the strain placed on family and make staying at home possible. Don't let another day go by without getting the care they deserve.
We can provide your loved one the care they need and motivation, and give you peace of mind. please call to set up a free care consultation.
Acticare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
With me right now is Board President of United, Juanita Skillman, and of course, we're right in the middle of that time of the year, elections.
We are.
And you folks have 4 openings, or will have 4 openings on the board, and there are 7 candidates, and the whole point is vote. It's simple as that.
Well, it is important.
Yeah, of course.
Even if you only vote for one candidate or
Right.
2 candidates, or, God forbid, you don't want to vote for any candidates.
Yeah.
Return your
Right.
ballot because we need the quorum,
Yeah.
a certain number of ballots returned. So don't throw it away. Please don't give it to somebody else to fill out. Just send it back, and if there's ones that you don't know or you just know 1 or 2, you can just vote for those, and
Yeah.
it works really well.
You know, it's interesting how you folks have a quorum, as does Third and all, but our state doesn't. If you only had 10% vote, okay, that's it.
That's what
Maybe
we get.
we should. I don't know.
Maybe that would work better, yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyway, they have to be back by the 26th, which is a week from next Wednesday.
Yep.
And then we count the votes on that Friday, the 28th.
Right.
And then our annual meeting is coming up. In October, we don't have a business meeting. We only have our annual meeting, and we
Right.
go over what we've done, and we thank the couple people that are leaving. Pat English and Don Tibbetts are both going off the board because they're term limited. You can only do
Right.
2 in a row, and so we are definitely going to miss them. And then we'll have a little slideshow about what we've done for the last year, kind of get people up to it, and then our first business meeting will be in November.
All right, very good.
But we did have a business meeting this month.
Yes, you did.
And the big thing, I just wanted to encourage people, if you did not see the meeting live, check it on the reruns or go on YouTube and look at it.
Right.
One of our directors on VMS, Director Anthony Liberatore, gave a fantastic update, and it's well worth seeing. So take a minute and look at that. We had the usual consent calendar, couple of architectural alterations, and 5 liens. Liens are when you don't pay your assessments for a certain amount of time and a certain amount, and then we place a lien on your unit. But the big thing that we did was we passed the business plan, also
Right.
known as the budget, and the reserve funding plan. And that's primarily what I talked about last month
Right.
when we had it. But just to recap, everybody's dues and assessments will be going up $9.53 per manor per month. Now that comes out to about $120 a year. And for all that we have to do, particularly with our infrastructure, that's barely a 2% raise.
Right.
And so people's basic assessment will now be $568.99. And I hear people, well, mine is a couple of $100 over that. Well, that's property taxes. This is the basic assessment, and it includes $5.27 that goes to United and $4.26 that goes to GRF to keep up all of the amenities. And then anything above that $568.99 is property taxes.
Right.
And those vary. There's no standard for those. It depends on when it was last assessed, when it was last sold, any upgrades that you've done to it. They're all very different. So
Right.
It was an 8-3 vote on both of those resolutions. And I'd like to correct one thing that was in the Globe yesterday.
Okay.
They said that Director Carl Randosa voted against it, and he did not. It was Director Armendariz that voted against
All right.
it. So
can I mention something for the
Certainly.
new people here, new people in United? When it comes to the property taxes, United the Mutual pays the taxes, but everyone pays their own amount, as you just explained.
Right.
They don't pay it individually.
And we don't.
So people
but
understand that.
it's divided out under
Right.
over 12 months.
Yeah.
Our finance department gets a bill from the assessors, and we add that to your monthly assessment. And again, it varies from unit to unit to unit.
Right.
But instead, Third does not include it in their assessment, and so they get a big property assessment bill once or twice a year.
Yeah.
And we find it easier to spread it out over the whole
Right.
year.
For me personally, I kind of do that because I pay my mortgage, but in the mortgage is my escrow account. So the bank pays that once or twice a year, so I don't have to worry about it. It's all taken care of.
Well, it is much easier, and
Yeah.
it's not a shock.
Yes.
Whoa, when I get this property
I just
tax
do not
bill.
worry about it.
Right. So we were very pleased. Now, there were 3 other financial things that we did that I wanted to talk about and explain. We did a supplemental appropriation for an emergency panel replacement. Maintenance and our VMS had found a couple of our electrical panels on the side of a building that were so rotted out.
Right.
And the way they found them is they keep getting shorts. They kept getting outages in their electricity. And when they checked them, they found these are absolutely rotted out.
Yeah.
And so we had to change those, but those were not in our budget. So those came out of our supplementary reserve funds, which is why we have the reserve funds. And another one was an emergency paving repair. We're in the process of doing quite a bit of paving. And they found one, I believe it was cul-de-sac 39, where the ground had shifted and sunk. And so they had to do quite a bit of repair rather than just doing the paving over. And then the third one was we were asked for a early release from the 2019 budget of monies for waistline replacement. And this is a good thing. It meant that we keep pushing. Let's get this done. We want it. We changed it from a 12-year plan to a 6-year plan, but now we find that the contractor is really moving ahead on this, and he would have finished everything he was supposed to do in 2018 by the end of this month. And so there were no funds to keep going. Well, I don't want him to stop for 3 or 4 months and then start again in January. So we did a supplemental appropriation to keep him going. Because we had put quite a bit more money in it for next year, knowing that we wanted to accelerate this program. We had some alteration standards, as we always do. And we, as a board, approved moving ahead with a resolution to interpret the GRF bylaws, something that's been very, not so much controversial, but a little misunderstood. The corporate members wanted a little bit more control over the spending of GRF, and this clarified what is a facility, how you could do it, what you could do without having to come to the corporate members, which are the housing mutuals, for approval. We also had something that I thought was very interesting. We had to do a resolution banning residents from entering dumpsters. Now, to me, this seemed like common sense, but we have people who go around, sometimes for the best reason in the world, and collect the things out of the recycle bin, cans, bottles, whatever, turn them in. Some of them were giving the money to charity, whatever. And then we had some people that were also collecting all the newspapers coming through. But it's a risk management thing. If anything happens to them while they're going in those dumpsters, we pay. It's our fault. And so we had to say, no, don't do that. Don't go through the dumpsters. We had 5 items that were from the August meeting that had to go for 30 days. And again, there wasn't 30 days between the August meeting and the September meeting. And since we don't have a business meeting in October, we are calling a special meeting on September 26th at 9:30 in the boardroom to do final adoption of these things that we moved forward from the August meeting. And one of those is defining better harassment, nuisance, and clutter policies. And there are a couple of architectural standards. We're also going to talk about the golf cart plug-in fee and another standard on window covers. Now, the golf carts are a concern. We have a energy committee that is great, that is working on those. And what we're finding is we get more and more people who are getting electric cars.
Right.
It started out, there were just 1 or 2. And then we got quite a few hybrids, and now we're getting the full electric cars. Well, even if you pay the $240 to be able to plug them in your carport, they break the breakers all the time.
Yeah.
And the same way if you have too many golf carts, because it's only so far that the infrastructure doesn't handle it. So we're looking at how we can do that, how we can upgrade the infrastructure, how we can put in other electrical, et cetera, so that we could accommodate, because we think that's only going to get bigger.
Right.
More and more people are getting electric cars. In our energy task force, some of the things that we've done this year that I'm really proud of is our lighting updates. We have put LED lighting in all of our installations, both the bollards for the walkway lighting and our carports and everything, which has really saved us quite a bit of money in electricity. 47 new walkway lights were installed. When people have a black, dark area and they think they would like a walkway lighting, there is a form. They can come in. It can be requested, and we do approximately 3 a month to add new walkway lighting. The only difficulty is if there's no way to get electricity to it. If we have to trench, put in new electrical lines, then usually it's not feasible. We also, and we hope to get Friday of this week, our final thing from JCI, but our wonderful maintenance department was able to tell us that we generated 991 million watts, and we need 991,000 watts, and we need 1 million. So we're very close to generating from our solar project what we need for our common area. It has nothing to do with the residences, but our common area.
Yeah, so pretty
lighting.
close.
So we're pretty close, and that's a very successful program. We replaced 600 Pushmatic electric panels, ones that we are updating from the old ones in there. And we have 13,000 that we needed to do, and we've done 600 so far. And we have much more to do this next year, and we have budgeted for it. We took some of these big projects like the Pushmatic electrical panels and the waistline remediation and the copper piping, et cetera, and we took it out of our operation budget, which is an annual budget, and we put it into reserves. So that, like with this walkway lighting, with the waistline remediation, if we get ahead of ourselves and we want to do more, we're not stopped because it's an annual budget. It's in the reserves, and we can continue to do it. But that also means that we have to replenish the reserves.
Right.
You can't keep taking out and not put back in. So that was one of the things that we looked at as well.
And getting a lot of these projects done sooner, not only, let's face it, it's going to save money one way or the other, either from repairs or the fact that the cost to have that done will go up. It's not going to go down.
No, it's not going to go down. Everything goes up.
Yeah.
So when we held our budget at 2%, I thought that was really good, because that's the CPI is much more than that.
Yeah.
And I think we're very fiscally responsible.
Right. Yeah.
The main thing, one of the other things I wanted to talk about, though, is insurance. We've had a couple of incidents in the last couple of weeks, and it's just so sad We try to tell everybody, and there's something in their escrow package. We ask realtors and escrow to emphasize it, but some do, some don't. United has insurance that covers the buildings and the common area. But anything inside your unit, particularly if it's an alteration, we do not cover. And these last two incidents were a downstairs units where the upstairs unit had a leak, a flood, and it affected their unit, and they had to go out for a few days while we fixed it. And one of them had to replace hardwood floors, and they were just decimated that they had to pay for this because they didn't have insurance. Everybody in the unit, in the United, should have HO6 insurance, and you should make sure that it covers loss of use. If you have to be out of your unit for any length of time, it pays the hotel bills.
Right.
It pays for you to go somewhere. And then if you want your own earthquake insurance, we have earthquake insurance for the mutual, but it does not cover interiors of any kind. So anything that happens in your unit, in your personal belongings and all that good stuff, you need to have insurance for. So we keep saying, please, please get insurance. And when I get these cases like these last two we had, I just felt so sorry for them, but there was nothing they could do because they had not gotten any insurance.
And it's not very expensive.
It's not very
It can be as little as maybe $15, $20 a month. So, and consider what that poor person had to pay for new flooring.
Right.
That was, you know, like less than one room of flooring.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And often, if it's from an upstairs unit down, it means the walls or ceilings have to be replaced.
Right.
And there may be mold, and if there's mold, then they definitely have to be out of the unit while we remediate that and get everything fixed. So all we're saying is, please, 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 people, look at insurance. There's many different kinds. We don't say you have to have this or that. There's a standard called HO6, Homeowners Policy 6, that all insurance agents know about. Talk to your insurance agent and see what you need.
Yeah.
You might need a little bit more if you've done a lot of redecorating and a lot of alterations in your unit and things like that, as opposed to the standard. So your insurance agent can help you with that, but you really, really need it. And last but not least, our two bills that we have put through the legislature are on the governor's desk. We have sent a number of letters. We're really hoping he's going to sign them and sign them fair. And those are things like changing the 30-day notice to 28 so that we will definitely go from month to month.
Right.
Allowing people to opt in to get a lot of the materials that we send them, especially twice a year, electronically instead of in paper. We're going to save a lot of trees. So there's just a number of things that we felt were really important that we would like to see that bill signed. And I'm very proud of VMS for what they have done, and particularly Brad Hudson in lobbying for us up in Sacramento and getting some of these things through instead of just saying, yeah, we can't do it, the state says no. So we're getting the state to make some changes.
All right, well, we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
Very good. Good to see you again.
Thank you.
And once again, you got to get your vote in.
Get your ballot in, please.
Yeah, very important.
Yeah,
all right, we will see you
absolutely.
next time.
Thank you,
take
Ken.
care, and remember next month their meeting will be on the regular
Second Tuesday
date and time. However, it will be an annual meeting.
It will be a very special meeting, but it won't be a business meeting.
Right. All right. You take care.
Okay.
We'll be
Thank
back.
you.
When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Low payments? Yes, we can. Low financing for all types of credit? Yes, we can. Capistrano Toyota features 10 acres of new and certified pre-owned Toyotas, plus many used cars priced below $10,000. When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Exit the 5 freeway at Camino Capistrano.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
#1 choice for wood flooring and more is LA Carpet.
Now during their 2-day sale, visit their showroom now and get 65% off wood flooring, laminate, and waterproof flooring.
Plus, get 5-year, 0% financing.
LA Carpet, #1 for you.
When I was first diagnosed, they gave me about 2 years to live.
After they took it out, they did some additional tests and it found out that yes, it was a cancerous tumor.
I had an aorta dissection and that triggered a stroke on top of it.
I've been in treatment a little over 2 years. They saved my life.
If I hadn't been pregnant, they would not have found that mass. If it hadn't been for Ben, I might not be here.
It was amazing that he has knowledge to do what he has to do to save me.
Well, I'd like to welcome Heather McDonald, and Heather is the medical director of the Hoag Breast and Ovarian Cancer Prevention Center. I'd like to welcome you formally here, but you were telling me you were here a couple years ago, you think?
Thank you.
Right?
I think I was.
Yeah, I think you were too. Well, great to have you back. And what we're talking about today are really risk factors for breast cancer. And the risk factors can vary from your family history to maybe your diet, all kinds of things, and sometimes maybe it's to the point where you have very little of those risk factors, but unfortunately you may still get some form of breast cancer, right?
Yes, that's true. And unfortunately, most breast cancer is unexplained, meaning we can't. The #1 question people ask me is, why did this happen to me? And unfortunately, that's often the question I don't have an answer for. But there are things that we know from large population studies that can either be protective or put you at risk. For example, women who have a first child under the age of 30 tend to have a lower risk of breast cancer than women who had their first child over the age of 30. If you looked at 1,000 women.
Their first child?
Their first child.
So if they have their second or third child over 30, it's less of a risk factor?
No, if you get pregnant as a woman before the age of 30, your risk goes down. You can have 12 children after the age of 30 and not impact your breast cancer risk. But there's something about that first pregnancy.
Wow.
Actually, what we think it is as a woman matures, her breast tissue doesn't undergo its final stage of development until she's pregnant. And it takes that final step to start producing milk.
Very interesting.
Until your first pregnancy, it's sort of in some kind of quiescent state, and there's something about taking that last step of development before the age of 30 that seems to be protective about breast cancer.
Now, have you noticed this, or I should say studies, because of course, years ago, decades ago, it was very common for women to have children. They got married earlier, and they had children sometimes at age 20, 22, but usually in their early to mid 20s was common. Now, it's almost uncommon. Most women, most folks or families are being started in their after age 30, sometimes even after age 40.
So we are watching the demographics change of family structure, although the average age of first pregnancy still hovers around 28. So we haven't quite seen, we can't explain breast, sort of an increased rate of breast cancer by this particular factor.
But it's interesting.
It's one that comes up, and when a doctor evaluates your breast cancer risk, it's one of the factors we look at. Other factors we look at, women who had earlier first menstrual period and later menopause. Sort of a length of that reproductive life impacts your breast cancer risk.
Okay.
Again, these are things that either you can't change, or I'm never going to tell a 22-year-old woman to have a baby to try and prevent breast cancer. The risk factors that are under our control are mostly lifestyle. And it all sounds like common sense, but here's one more reason to do the things that we know that we should be doing. So exercise, a limited animal fat diet, maintaining a healthy weight, moderate alcohol use. There was a major study that looked at those factors, and those factors reduce breast cancer risk by 1/3.
Okay.
So there are things we all know we should be doing, and yet they can have a profound impact on our sort of overarching well-being as well as our cancer risk.
Okay. Now, of course, family history, right?
Yes.
And when you look at family history, is it specifically looking at the line of women who had breast cancer, or cancer in general running through your family, from your dad, from your mom, whatever it might be?
I'm glad that you asked that, because it's a common misunderstanding, even among physicians, that it's really only mother's family history that impacts your breast cancer risk. And I think it feels a little intuitive. Your father, most men don't get breast cancer. Breast and ovarian cancers run together. Men don't have ovaries. So it's kind of intuitive to focus on the mother's family history. But these cancer-related genes can come from either side. So most of the genes that we know are linked to breast and ovarian cancer are part of our natural defense system to protect our DNA from damage. So our DNA is the genetic information in each one of our cells, the blueprint that makes you look like you and me look like me. You get half of that information from your mother, half of that information from your father. If you inherit a gene that doesn't function from either parent, you're at risk for cancer. And it's because the damage builds up in your DNA until a cell can transform from a normal cell into this cancer cell, which grows uncontrollably. That predisposition can come from either side of the family. It is true that even the male family members who carry these genes don't have the same elevated risk as cancer that women do, but it means it's more likely they can be a silent carrier. So for example, in your father's family, if your grandmother had cancer young, I still find that concerning, even though it's your father's mother instead of your mother's mother, because there's a chance your father could have inherited one of these genes from his mother, then pass it on to you, but he is less likely to get cancer and kind of demonstrate that he has that gene. So we do need to pay attention to both sides. The cancer risks aren't additive.
Interesting,
So if you have one aunt on one side, father's sister, and one aunt who's a mother's sister, that kind of doesn't count as two aunts, because unless your mother and your father are related to each other, and then that's a whole separate conversation.
That's a whole different thing.
But the two sides of the family don't sort of add to each other, but they both need to be looked at.
Let me ask you this, because looking at your title here, breast and ovarian cancer, there is the preventative vaccine that usually is given to younger girls or in their early teens, and I forget the name of it.
It's the human papillomavirus vaccine, or
and
HPV.
is that's for ovarian cancer, am I right?
That's for cervical cancer.
Okay, cervical. So there is a vaccine out there for that.
Yes.
Do you anticipate a time when you're looking at one for breast cancer, or is it because it manifests so differently that might be much harder to target?
That's an excellent question. We know that over 95% of cervical cancer is caused by a virus. And it's the human papillomavirus. It's very common in our population. It's well addressed with a vaccine.
And that's because it starts as a virus?
Because it starts as an infection. Breast and ovarian cancer both do not start as an infection. Although similar to, so our cervical cancer story in some ways is a success story. We have an excellent screening tool being the Pap smear. And for example, in our country, when Pap smears became widely used, the rates of cervical cancer plummeted. Then the vaccine comes along, and now hopefully we prevent our girls you know, the pap smear can pick it up early. Now we're just going to prevent our girls ever from getting it. For breast cancer, we have a similar-ish success story in that the mammogram is an incredibly effective screening tool. That mammograms do save lives. It is that simple. That cancer, when it's found on a mammogram where the patient can't feel it, I can't feel it, it's just some tiny little 8mm thing, that is rarely a fatal event. When breast cancer is caught that early, and a mammogram works really well. So here's my pitch, please everybody get your mammogram. Because it's not an infection, it doesn't, there's not sort of an inroad with a vaccine. Ovarian cancer doesn't lend itself to being screened for. We don't, so for example, a breast cancer, by the time you could feel a breast cancer, it's probably been there for 7 years. I mean, it literally sits there and waits, most of it, for us to find it. Whereas ovarian cancer, we think, develops within a matter of months. It's a much more, it's a different and more aggressive disease. And that's why we have no screening test. You have the pap smear for cervical cancer, you have the mammogram for breast cancer. We have no screening test for ovarian cancer because it doesn't lend itself. It doesn't wait for us to find it, basically.
One day, I know the topic here is breast cancer. Maybe one day you come back and talk about ovarian cancer, how you get checked for that. And
we could, absolutely.
All right, that would be great.
But it's October. We'll focus on breast cancer.
Yes, exactly. Well, I want to give you the website and the phone number. And it's 949-764-7235 or hoag.org/high-risk, as you see right there on the screen. And I want to thank you, Heather, for coming on.
Thank you
Great
so
information.
Much. Thank you, sir.
I'm sure we'll see you again.
Great.
Take care. We'll be right back.
I started Sterling Financial under the premise that there was a need for integrity in this industry as well as quality service.
There's such volatility in the stock market. You know, one day it could be up 100 points, the next day it could be down 500 points. Well, what we like to do is be able to have people go to bed and wake up the next morning knowing that their money is safe and secure.
That's what we try to do here at Sterling Financial Advisors, is to create peace of mind and quality of life in retirement.
Hi folks, this is Dan O'Weiler with Sterling Financial Advisors. You've seen me from time to time coming in to be on Channel 6 with Ken Goldenberg, and he has interviewed me with various retirement topics over the years, and we've decided to maybe take a little bit different approach in educating you on some things that we think are important in setting up a secure retirement. You might have known that we put on retirement seminars with our company, Sterling Financial Advisors, and we do that from time to time, maybe once a week or once every 2 weeks. We have people come to our seminars, and we actually have them write down questions in regards to some things that they would like to hear in the seminar and what is of interest to them. Interestingly enough, all of the questions probably fall within 4 or 5 categories. Retirement income, when I should take Social Security, how much money do I need? All those types of things are questions that are commonly asked in the seminars that we take. Well, so we thought we would put together some of these subjects and have me just maybe educate you a little bit, kind of talk to you about what we think is important in those different categories. And so today we're going to be talking about required minimum distributions from retirement plans. There seems to be a lot of confusion as to how you go about taking that. Do you have to in fact take those distributions? So I think we'll talk about required minimum distributions and the guidelines and the laws regarding that. So we'll go ahead and get started. I use a whiteboard, and we'll just kind of talk to you a little bit about the basics of required minimum distributions and how they work. So I'm going to move over here to the board, and so if you can follow me, that will be great. The first thing to know is that at some point the government has told us we have to start taking money out at age 70 and a half. So at age 70 and a half, it's called required minimum distributions. And that means the government says to you, if you have an IRA or a 401k, 403b, 457 plan, any type of retirement plan where we're obligated to take those requirements out, we have to start that at age 70 and a half. Now, somebody has asked, well, when by 70 and a half? Well, it's April 1st of the year following when you turn 70 and a half. So let's assume that here we are on, let's say June 1st, we turn age 70 and a half, okay? That means we have till the following April 1st, before we have to take our first required minimum distributions, okay? So if we have a $300,000 IRA, I'm just taking that as an example. I know some of you have more, some of you might have less, but if you have $300,000 in your IRA account or 401k and you turn age 70 and a half in June, okay, you have till the following April 1st until you have to take your first required minimum distributions. Now, if you wait till April 1st of the following year, then by December 31st, you have to take out another distributions for age 71. So you would have two distributions in that first year if you wait till April 1st. So tax-wise, tax planning, you may want to consider whether or not it makes sense to wait till April 1st that first year, because you'll have a double distribution that year. But let's assume you have $300,000 in your IRA. You turn age 70 and a half. Okay, how do you go about figuring out what your required distribution is? Well, there's a publication called Publication 590 of the IRS Code. It's a publication that the IRS publishes that talks about distributions from IRA accounts or 401ks or retirement accounts. And they list a schedule there of life expectancies. For age 70 and a half, it is 27.4. So that means next year, when you're age 71, it would be 26.5, and then 25.7, or whatever that factor is. You have to take this factor and divide it into $300,000. So you would take 27.4 divided into $300,000, and that turns out to be $10,950. So that's what your required distribution is for that first year. You would have to take it out by April 1st of the following year. Now, what happens if you don't take it out? Well, there's a problem there. Okay, if you don't take out $10,950, whatever you don't take out is subjected to a 50% penalty, and that's a high penalty. So if we only take out $5,950, we are $5,000 short. That means that you would end up paying 50% penalty on that, which equates to $2,500, okay? And so you would end up having to pay a penalty of $2,500 that very first year if you failed to take out all $10,950 and you were, in this example, short $5,000. So you don't want to forget taking out your required minimum distribution. You always want to make sure that you will do that every year no matter what, because you'll have to pay that penalty, plus you still have to go back and take out that $5,000 that you didn't take, which creates more taxes on your tax form. So you always want to remember, folks, to take out your required minimum distributions. There's really no way to avoid required minimum distributions from our retirement accounts because the government has allowed us to defer these taxes over a period of time. Many times people will say, well, can't I just pass this on to my kids and avoid that? Well, that would be nice, but the government requires us to take out this because they want the taxes, and they said age 70 and a half is when we have to start taking this out, okay? And so we're going to talk about maybe some options that we have and that can have what we call an exit strategy from these tax-infested accounts, so to speak, how we go about maybe minimizing the amount of taxes we or our heirs have to pay. And so we want to be able to have some kind of exit strategy rather than just sticking our head in the ground thinking that this problem is going to go away, because it never goes away. So we're going to, in the next segment, we'll talk a little bit about maybe some strategies that we use with some of our clients in being able to reduce or eliminate the taxes on these types of tax-infested accounts. So this is Dan O. Weiler, the retirement professor, wishing you a great day, and we hope you have an enjoyable retirement. Thanks.
For more information, visit medterracbd.com.
If you truly want to make a difference, there's no better way than a career in California water, a dynamic, essential industry at a critical turning point.
Water is absolutely the most crucial thing hitting our Central Valley and our state.
It's work that's so essential that people want to stick with it if they're in it.
It will be life-changing, not only for yourself, but for generations to come.
Through times of drought, aging infrastructure, and a growing population, the water leaders of tomorrow will seek innovative solutions to unprecedented challenges, helping protect California's most vital resource.
We have to broaden our network so that we can bring all the bright minds together to solve a problem that has to be solved.
It's a valuable resource. We need to protect it, and we always need people to do that.
The water business isn't just about delivering water, moving it from point A to point B. A new wave of opportunities are emerging, from working in the field to a water quality lab, shaping policy in a boardroom to customer service and human resources, tackling complex regulations, or leveraging technology for critical improvements in water efficiency and sustainability.
It's not just building pipes and pump stations anymore.
We need engineers, we need those in the hard sciences, we need those in the soft sciences, people that understand law, understand public policy.
You need the accountants, you need the rate setters.
We need all types and all hands on deck.
There's nothing more central to California's future than carrying on the water industry's mission.
It's a tremendous responsibility we have in delivering that water resource that you can't live without.
If you really want to make an impact, then this is where you're going to have the most impact.
In California water, you'll find a vast array of long-term, well-paying careers with numerous opportunities to grow and make your mark, and new initiatives welcoming the next generation.
It makes me feel like I can make a real big difference.
If you think that this industry is a non-changing industry, that's exactly the reason why you have to get involved. That's why you have to come in to affect that change.
It's only going to become more important as years go on, too.
Why not be that person to take the water industry to the next level?
We're going to have to be more innovative, we're going to have to collaborate more, and we'll need a new generation to help us do that.
The impact that your service will bring to public service and to water in general will last for generations to come.
Well, I want to tell you about some power outages that are planned for next week. And these are maintenance power outages alerts. So the first one is going to be taking place on the 18th, September 18th, and the planned outage is from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. And on the screen there, here are the areas that will be affected. The laundry facilities you can see, number 55, 60, 61, and 59. And then 324 and a half Avenida Carmel. Those are the listings for September 18th. So please keep that in mind. And the 18th, I believe, is Tuesday, right? Yes. Now, another one will happen a couple days later on Thursday the 20th. This one will go from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And again, here we are on the screen. They are primarily these laundry areas here, 62, 63, 64, 66, 67, and 68. And then 331 Avenida Sevilla. So please keep that in mind, that the power is going to be off or on and off. These are isolated outages due to some maintenance. So please keep that in mind. For those of you, I may not know where those laundries are, but for those of you who use those, you will know where they are. So we'll remind you about this again. But these are maintenance power outages for those 2 dates. Now, fun movie coming up. Today, it's Friday, Finding Your Feet. And well, I think what we're going to do here, we're going to take you to the clip of it first because it's a fun movie and with a great story behind it. So let's show that clip here. Finding Your Feet.
During my 4 decades, I've worked with some fantastic people. There's one very special person, my wife, Lady Sandra.
I've been planning our retirement for the last 35 years. Thank you. Excuse me.
Sandra? What are you doing here?
Mike's been having an affair.
Charlie, this is my little sister, Sandra.
Nice to meet you.
Lady Abbott.
Lady Abbott?
Maybe this is an opportunity for you to get to know one another again.
I look so happy.
You are. This could be the best thing that ever happened to you.
I've loved Mike for most of my life, and whatever he's done, those feelings don't just go away.
Why don't you come to my dance class? It might cheer you up. How did your internet date go at the weekend?
Well, let's just say I got more than I bargained for.
Oh, lucky you.
No, he showed up with his wife in tow. Turns out I'd clicked swinging instead of swimming on my list of likes. I'm not like you, Biff. I can't just open up like a lotus flower.
Come on, give it a go.
You just need to take a leap of faith.
30 minutes and I'll be good to go.
I'll get you there in 10. Gerald? Gerald? He was a lovely fella.
Aren't you scared of dying?
It's one thing being scared of dying, Sandra. It's a whole different matter being scared of living. Last one ends a sissy.
I know how disorientating it can be when you find yourself on your own.
Does it get any easier?
I hope so.
Tell me you at least had fun.
Yes, I did.
You coming?
We've been talent spotted.
We're going to Rome, city of lovers.
So into the future. I know we will be strong. I'm running along beside you, 'cause that's where I belong. And it's calling me.
I've got my sister back.
To you.
Stunning.
Thank you.
Oh, I meant the view.
Well, looks like a fun movie, and obviously this is a British film. Came out earlier this year, earlier in March, as you can see there. The stars Imelda Staunton and Timothy Spall. Now, Timothy Spall, you might recognize. He became her love interest at the latter half of the movie. He's been in a couple Harry Potter films, among many, many other things. A great character actor. And it's all about on the eve of retirement. As you can see, this middle-class snob discovers her husband has been having an affair, and then she goes on to live a bohemian with her bohemian sister, and really her whole lifestyle begins to change. And a little bit of comedy, a little bit of drama, a little bit of music in this movie today at 2 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. Now, our movie on Monday is a classic, 1967, 51 years ago, with Dick Van Dyke, Jason Robards, Debbie Reynolds, Gene Simmons, and Van Johnson in Divorce, American Style. I'm sure a lot of you probably remember that, how young they all are there. And after 17 years of marriage, things have gotten too predictable and stale. So this couple begins to argue. They visit a marriage counselor, and Richard, while he is out drinking, ends up visiting a prostitute. They split up and begin to meet other people. This movie, by the way, where we got in, it does not have subtitles, so we're only going to be bringing one version to you, both at 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock on Monday, the 17th, a classic with Dick Van Dyke and Debbie Reynolds, Divorce, American Style. Hey, a couple quick reminders, because it's this weekend, the Old Pros Shakespeare on the Patio will be happening Sunday and Monday. Both times will be at 6 o'clock over at the Clubhouse 1 patio. The doors open at 6. The performance starts at 7. Tickets are $10. You are welcome to bring your own food there and have a good time. Tickets are available at the Performing Arts Center box office. Now let's get to the weather. A little bit warmer today. I think we'll hit around 86, 87. And throughout California, though, things are going to look nice. We go ahead on the weekend here, and then beyond, you can see the temperatures will drop, and just very pleasant weather coming up. And 78 on Monday. I hope that holds true. That'll be nice. And again, the state in general is going to have mild to pleasant warm weather. A little bit of that fall, especially fall in the air up in the Sierras. Look at that. Both Tahoe and Yosemite dropping by about 10 to 12 degrees from last weekend. So that's nice. All right, we will see you on Monday. You have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.